It is Jody Pogo here. It is Sunday, August 5th, day 5 of my 30 Days of Fun video challenge. And for those of you that don't know me or haven't seen one of my videos yet, my name is Jody Pogorzelski. Jody Pogo is what my friends generally call me, and many of my business associates as well. And I'm a passionate life coach and a speaker. I own my own business. It's called Finding You. And aside from that, I'm a mother, a friend, whatever, all around fun girl. Well, at least a lot of people say that. Some people may not. It depends who you are and who likes you. Anyways, today my day started off with a surprise visit from some family members. My cousin TJ and his adorable family showed up at my doorstep at 10 a.m. this morning, and I didn't know that he was coming. Well, I knew he was coming to town, but didn't know he was going to be at my house at 10 a.m. So I wasn't quite ready for company, but gathered myself and let him in, and I was glad because I knew that he was coming into town, but didn't know if I would get a chance to see him because I had plans that day. So it worked out perfect that he showed up before, before I scooted out the door to do all the things I had planned that day. And so I got to have a nice visit with wonderful family, and almost lost my kitty because the girls wanted to take little Tater home with them, and I had to put on my big girl pants and say no. Otherwise I would have lost, my other son. um, and then from there, after they left, then I drove out to a committal ceremony, which was one of my dear friends of long time from school days. Her mother had passed away very recently from after a over 2-year battle with cancer. And so it was just a ceremony to, speak some beautiful words, and then her ashes are going to be put into the ground where her husband had been buried. So the ceremony was very touching, very beautiful, and it was just lovely. From that point then, I ended up going to a cookout with some girls or I shouldn't say girls, women that I've known since high school. We tend to get together once every month or 2 months whenever one of us has an open spot in our homes that we can invite the rest over, and we gather and laugh and giggle and share stories and have a great time. And this time we allowed the spouses or significant others to come along, so it was even more laughs and more fun. And it was just great quality time spent with great quality people, which is one of the things I love to do most. But one of the things I wanted to focus on today was when I was at the committal ceremony, it really brought into perspective for me about the phrase that attitude is everything. Because the woman that we were doing the ceremony for, like I said, she had over a 2-year battle with cancer. When she was originally diagnosed with cancer, they told her she only had like a couple months to live. And as long as I've known her, she had always been this bright, shining light. She's always smiling, always laughing, always just, you could feel her joy, and oftentimes when you get a diagnosis like that, it can take that light and it can dim it. It can dim it down in a little way, or it can dim it down in a big way, depending on where you are. And it didn't happen with this lady. She took the diagnosis with a grain of salt, and she continued her life and living it joyfully. And because she did it that way, 3 months turned into a year, and a year turned into 2 years, and then 2 years turned into more than 2 years, until finally the cancer had come back, and she decided she wasn't going to fight as hard this time around, and spent all of the rest of her days, from the beginning of her diagnosis until the very end, laughing and loving and being the bright, shining light. In fact, I think her light was even brighter before she passed than it ever had been in her life. And she was a mentor to me in that way, because when I had my own battles with my health, which I don't consider a battle any longer, I just consider it a part of who I am now. When I got diagnosed a few years ago with rheumatoid arthritis, I went through a painful period, and I went through a time and thinking that there was no control in my life and not knowing quite what to do, and I had a lot of fear. And her vision would pop in my mind and remind me that anything that's in your life that you can't control doesn't have to control you. It's all a choice. And so you have a choice of being in pain or being sick and feeling miserable and being miserable, or being in pain and being sick and still finding joy and still laughing and still enjoying life. And so that was a choice that my friend's mother had made, and it was a choice I decided I would make. So I'm just putting it out here to let you know that if that's something that you're going through, it's a much better choice. It works really well for me. It worked extraordinarily well for her. And so I just wanted to throw it out there. Like my friends say, just saying. So my question for you today is, what is it in your life that, or do you have something in your life that you feel is controlling you? And is there a way that you can let it go and that you can change your attitude about it and find the joy or find creative ways to do things differently if you need to, in order to really enjoy the fullness of your life as it is, accept everything as it is, or find a way to change it, but change your attitude and just find your joy, find your laughter, find those things that make you happy, irregardless of the things that life brings in. You still get to create what your experience is. You get to create how you feel, and it's all about fun. So, again, this is day 5. I'm Jody Pogo. Thank you so much for joining me again. Love you.